Steven, what are some great videos you recommend? Chess videos. Okay. Is this something so appealing about such an old game? It's something so simple, and the simplest things just feel so complex because everything is mapped out, sequence, adjustments, all planned ahead to find the perfect strategy. There's something so amazing about it. We're gonna watch some chess video with GothamChess.
It's the second day of the Chessable Masters semifinals, and Magnus Carlsen's play has been smooth like butter. And in this game, which I'm about to show you, he needed to win with the black pieces to knock out Ding Liren and make it to the finals. Let's see what happened.
To break down a few things, I'm not anywhere near as good as chess. I've just been playing a lot lately because, I see videos online, just been recommended to me. But I can break down a few things to the other people who are new to chess or just getting into it. We all know about chess, but there's the top of the top. People perform at the very best at chess called grandmasters. And Magnus Carlsen apparently, well, not apparently, is the top master, right? The most well-known chess master there is. We're gonna see him perform.
We get c4 from Ding, e5, and g3. Now,
Also, to break down a few things, when they say c4 in the chessboard, it goes from left to right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? And then vice versa for them on the top two. And then they're gonna mention like A4. I haven't really remembered it. It's like when the pawn goes up, right? Pawn to A3 as it goes up by 1, right? And then they're gonna also say like Scandinavian, bowling defense, fight level, ball cloud. That's like names they use when they move that one piece to a certain position, right? Because the game, it's so simple, right? But it's been mapped out so many times, right? To find the perfect situation, scenario to beat your opponent, right? And then these scenarios are called certain names. That's what's gonna happen.
here there's a lot of theory. So Magnus Carlsen throws all of that out the window and says, let's play a new Scandinavian defense. d5. Takes, knight f3. And here I should point out, it's a little bit too risky to go for something like e4 because of knight c3. Since you know that's coming, most people in this position actually play bishop b4. Kind of a funny move, but intending to meet this move by capturing.
In Gotham, choked up, getting too excited. In Gotham's videos of the gameplay of the chess game, it's more like he's giving examples of what could possibly happen, right? What's the best possible move I could have played. But keep in mind, the players are under a time limit. They're, under pressure from all these outside forces and their own mental mind. And also, they're still human, right? They can't be perfect, but computers can have the most optimal thing. It goes from 0 to 100, 100 being closest thing to perfection on where you can put your chess piece at that very moment. But he likes to just show the perfect situation that could have happened, or what can happen, or what the judges are saying about how the players should have played. But it's just nice things is like, go back and forth, like what could have been done, but what the players actually did.
Magnus plays knight c6, knight c3, and queen d8. I mean, the man is inventing opening theory. Pieces are getting developed, h6, this move always prevents bishop g5 in the future, d3, bishop d6, a3, a5, preventing b4, and as of this point, it's brand new. The position is brand new, we don't have any theory here. Castles, bishop b2, centralizing the rook with rook e8, rook c1, and again, more development.
You see the chessboard, how they're like perfectly, almost in sync. The two horses on each side, a good square, right? And then some of the pieces kind of match up to the same. It just has the perfect situation for each. Each player knows exactly what they're both doing, and then they're planning ahead so well. They have. It's not just like you have one piece gonna attack another piece, right? They plan ahead in the situation where like they have 3 pieces from each side coming in, right? Or planned ahead to come in and then attack him. It's just so crazy. Just keep that in mind.
Now, what I should say about these positions, these kind of c4, e5 open positions with a d-pawn trade, is that black would like to accomplish something like this to trade off the bishop, and potentially play on the queen side, sometimes looking for an e4 break, play as flexible. White plays h3 to meet this plan with the move king h2. Very common idea, actually. h3 and then king h2. So we get knight d4, and this is a transformation of the position by Magnus. He's basically all fully developed. He can continue to play waiting moves, but instead chooses knight d4, inviting this kind of a trade, which it's just good to know in general what trades do for the position. When this happens, the light squared bishop is extremely strong. The rook is strong. The bishop looks both ways. The knight is hit, but when this knight moves, the rook is going to be open, the bishop's going to be open. So a very committal move here from Magnus.
You see how they plan ahead? They just keep in mind that, like, oh, okay, this pawn or this chess piece in front of me is just a minor wall at the very moment. And then it's going to be used later on when just get out of the way. The piece behind is going to straight up attack. That's just genius. And I wouldn't have thought of it like that. That's just so smart.
Ding says no thank you. I'm going to move my knight back. I'm going to open up my bishop this way, and instead of allowing you to, trade the way you want and open your rook, let's keep it closed. So, c6 from Magnus. This actually blunts this bishop's diagonal. e3. So you obviously go back to the center, right? Nope. Knight b5. It seems like Magnus can break all the rules of chess and still get away with it. This trade, doubling his pawns, opening up the diagonal, opening up the rook, and yet the position is completely fine for black. Ding has to go back. Magnus centralizes his rook, Ding goes e4, thinking that Magnus will go back to this diagonal, and Magnus says, I dare you, take this pawn. I'm blocking my rook, take this pawn. And Ding says, okay. Magnus says, takes. Well, the knight is strong, but so is that pawn. Queen d6 hits both. Only move here from Ding, f4, and taking on a3.
Besides the chess gameplay, I mean, if you just look at it, it's still just chess, but what really adds to this video is Gotham. He just seems so enthusiastic about the whole thing. And he's just like, that way he talks about it, like, oh, like, he really, okay, I mean, if you put most of your time, all your life into this game, or into anything you do, you gotta feel enthusiastic about it. So I respect him for that.
And it was at this point that Ding had to play, well, kind of blindly logical move, rook b1. And the move rook b1 defends this pawn, and just tries to stabilize the position. He also can look for counterplay this way. Instead, Ding played a strange move. He played d4. I don't know what he missed. He might have just thought that he was trying to get to d5, but after takes queen d3, Magnus is just up a pawn. And d4 is hanging. So Ding plays d5. Magnus plays rook c8, offering a trade of rooks. Top engine move, by the way. Trying to simplify. Not even a4. Rook c8 is the best move, because you prevent rook c7 coming here. Ding plays d6. Now Magnus says, gotcha, rook d8. That's why you should never be afraid of moving a piece to the exact square it just was if the position has changed. It's obviously not good to shuffle endlessly, but this is completely fine, because now you have a target.
Honestly, if Gotham didn't explain the whole thing, they explain all these scenarios, all this stuff, I'll just be thinking like, oh, okay, he's gonna eat the pawn. Oh, okay, he's gonna eat the bishop. Oh, okay, the queen's gonna get attacked. If I was just watching it just like that, if he really adds to the video.
Ding says d7, expecting rook e7 from Magnus. Magnus says, nope, I could just take that. What? What about this move? That knight used to cover that square. So bishop c4, hitting the rook. Now you might say, well, what about just, I don't know, queen d4 here, for example? That's not an actual pin. Don't forget that the pawn is actually guarding the queen. So after this is just hanging. You can play bishop f1, rook d7, and it looks like you're just in time. But this is why you always have to look for checks. Check here, then this rook gets out, black is completely winning. So knight takes d7, bishop c4, Ding went back to d1.
I think also seeing the perfect play or what could happen really, changes your mindset, rewires on how you could be playing. And so I'm just keeping all this stuff in mind and like, oh, what's the best possible thing when I'm playing when I'm playing chess with the computer.
And here, well, bishop takes f1 is winning for black. Just winning, because then you'll find a way to pick up this knight with this pin, but Magnus finds, again, the top computer move, disregarding the rook entirely. You can pause the video here, and the winning move here is queen e7. And Ding resigned.
These high-performing players have played so many games. They know exactly where each piece will land, that even when that move, I was still confused, like, why did he resign right then and there? Just play it out. But no, they already know it was over. Like, what the heck, how?
Because he's about to lose this knight, and Magnus is simply going to be up a trio of pawns, essentially, on the queen side. He's only up 2 pawns, but feels like he's up 3, and he's just going to start rolling them down the board. And with this, Ding Liren resigned the game, and with it was eliminated. Magnus Carlsen qualifying by virtue of a 3-game knockout in their second mini-match. He's in peak form. I mean, he's playing fantastic chess, creating openings. I should tell you that I found nothing even clearly wrong, by the way, with this. I found nothing clearly wrong. Maybe Magnus knows the answers, but you want a new opening, G3, you gotta go D5. Give it a shot. I wonder if we'll be seeing this in top level in top level events. But yeah, wow. What can I say, huh?
That was a great video. You know, we learned a few things, we learned new tricks, and you know what? I think I became a better chess player just by just by watching that video. Go watch more Gotham videos, subscribe to his channel, watch the full videos on his channel. Have a good day.